everybody, Darian over here in D Soccer, talking about Score Match. Today's the second episode we're going to talk about this game, and I want to focus on the first formation we're going to analyze, 4-4-2. To do that, let's go to the game. Alright, here we are at the game. We're going to talk about the different players we can use in the positions. So here we have the two explorers, Ramalho and Cabrera. I decided to use those because they have a good combination of speed and defense ability. Like you can see here where it says explorer behavior, you can see that they mark but they also run. So they have a good combination of both that could make them suitable for that position. Even though I would suggest you that before you throw the ball to them, instead of throwing them ahead of them, you do it behind them. This may seem like something irrelevant, but it isn't. It's very important. Because if you do that, then the explorer will control the ball, will touch it, and then he will move on, and he won't be as likely to lose the ball when he's running towards this area right here. So the defense, that's a little interesting area, because maybe you think, if of course you like soccer or football, however you want to call it, and you used to have defenders like this guy right here, like the commander. Tall defenders like commanders or guards or protectors, strong defenders that can stop attackers. And you can use those as well. You can use, let's say, a commander right here, or you can use a guard. But the problem is that they are going to be too slow when your opponent throws a ball really long, like a long pass to your speedster. In that moment, it's going to be almost impossible for this guy right here, check the speed 27 only, to actually stop the player. So it's going to be almost a goal for you if you can stop in that situation. So that's exactly the reason why I use the intruder. Intruder 45 speed is the second fast player in the game. It's a very interesting player, I would have to say. Especially for defense. In attack, not so much, but you can use them too. And that's the thing about the intruder, that it's smarter than the speedster and almost as fast as him, so you can use him as defender right here as well. And now I'm using the prowler. This may sound also a little bit controversial, I would say, but the prowler is, alongside with the commander, the player that has the biggest response in the game. And not only that, he also has 35 of speed, so it's kind of fast player, and at the same time he has the reaction. So what this means is that you can have this player to react and to be a little bit faster, and he can stop intruders, he can stop even a speedster, because he has better reaction than both of them. So that's a very interesting bet if you want to use him in this position. I honestly think it's a very good player for that position, but you are entitled to think otherwise. This is my suggestion only. Now let's talk about midfielders. Here I have the protector and the producer, and you may think that they're a little bit different than what you were used to have when you first started playing the game. I remember perfectly that when you start playing the game, what you have on the sides are both infiltrators. So you usually have them right here, Wu here and Jensen right here where the producer is. And I'm not saying infiltrators are bad players. They're actually one of my favorite type of players, but they are not as smart with the ball as the protector and producer are. The reason is simple. Here, check the infiltrator's behavior. It says that it runs a lot. You can see infiltrator behavior right below where it says passing, safe is not safe, it doesn't mark. And attacking, yes, it's very good, it runs a lot. But protector only marks, and producer neither marks nor runs. So that's a good thing, because if you think about it like that, it means that these players can run as much as they need to, but they will not lose the ball as much as the infiltrators or other players like intruder. You can see running behavior right there, speedster running behavior right there. They run a lot, so they don't have the intelligence it requires to conduce the ball on the sides right here like these two players do, and be able then to throw a ball to one of these players I have right here, or my two forwards. And now going back to the midfield again, here you have bulldozer and hammer. You can use a hammer. You can actually even use two hammers right here in this position. You can use a commander as well. The reason why I use these tall and strong players is because they are good at playing the ball at once. They don't spend a lot of time with the ball in their feet. They usually play first, they touch and then they pass the ball. They don't take a long time with it. And that's very good, because it means that if you can find anything to do on this side, if your players are marked and if this player is being marked as well, you just pass the ball back to the commander and the hammer, and they will find a way to take the ball safely to the other side, and maybe by that time the defenders that are in this area right here will be a little bit disorganized and you'll be able to attack with your two forwards. That on top of the fact that this position right here is very important because this player, the hammer and the bulldozer, both of them have very good shooting ability. It means that, as you can see, the power 31, skill 12, that's a lot, and the hammer power 40, that's a lot as well. And the skill not so much, but the power is very important because you can shoot from a very long distance and defeat your opponents with those very long shots. So this is why I prefer, instead of commanders, to have these two players right here, because both of them are strong and they have the shooting ability that can solve more than one game, believe me. Now we're going to talk about the forwards. These aren't my favorite forwards, I have to say. I used them for a while when I was starting playing the game, but lately I haven't been using them at all as forwards. The reason is simple. They are very fast, both of them. You can see the speedster is 50, and let's use this intruder max to compare. It's 45, so they're very fast. They're very good at their position, but the thing is that they have power very low, like 10 power, the intruder, and only 15 skill. And the speedster is kind of similar, 15 power, but only 10 skill. The speedster was a lot better before the update when he had 20 of power, and that was a good power right there. But now he's not such as good at shooting, so I don't like these players very much. But you can use them as well too. Maybe you like them better than me, and you can use them here because they are very fast and they can get to balls. Let's say you recovered the ball in this area of the field, and then you can throw a long pass to this guy right here. He will get to goal and will be able to give a good pass to the speedster, so that can work as well. But my favorite players to put in this position are the menace and the infiltrator right here. And well, that's a very different type of attack because infiltrator has 40 of speed and menace has 35 only, so it's a kind of slow attack compared to those two I had before. The reason is that these two guys are a lot better at shooting from different positions. Like the menace has 30 power, 20 skill, and speed is not so bad, and the height is good too, and the strength and the response, so it's one of the best players of the game to play in that position of forward as well. And the infiltrator too is a lot smarter, has a lot more skill. You can see 25, the intruder has 15, and this speedster has 10, so this guy has 10 more points of skill than those, and it's a very good player, and you can trust him like from different places when you shoot. So that's a very good player. I really like the infiltrator. And of course you may say, you talk about defenders, you talk about midfielders, you talked about forwards, but what about the keeper? Well, I will say that I prefer this keeper right here, the stopper. To me, it's a lot better, it's a lot stronger, but we're going to talk about keepers in a future episode. For now, I just want to focus on the importance of this formation because of the wingers it has. Very good wingers right here, very good forwards, and these guys right here that can help you shoot from longer distances and solve more than one game. And that's the end of today's video. In the next one, we're going to talk a little bit more about another formation and the best players you can use if you decide to use it. As always, thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.